As written on Benjamin Einstein's book called Aristotle and Dante Discovered the Secrets of the Universe, the problem with my life was that it was someone else's idea. Over time, we've seen that some attitudes that have been considered to be either feminine or masculine have changed very little during history. I think that all of us have been told that there are certain things or actions that we cannot do because that's not what we're supposed to do, depending if we are male or female. But before I get into details, I would like to explain you guys a little bit more about what gender stereotypes are. So, as stated by the OHCHR, or Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights, posted at www.ohchr.org, a gender stereotype is a generalized view or preconception about attributes or characteristics or the roles that are or ought to be possessed by or performed by women and men. So I found this topic really necessary to talk about because these stereotypes not only demonstrates how society is still pretty ignorant when we talk about diversity, but it also shows how stereotypes can not only harm a person in a psychological way, but it also encourage others to disrespect these people who break, to call it in some way, these stereotypes, resulting in them being victims of violent acts. So personally, I've never been a victim or any violent act, um, but I've been certainly been called out by family members about me being a little too feminine, if I can call it like that. Especially because I tend to use pretty striking accessories. And as my visuals, I'm going to be showing you this ring, which is uh, pretty cool. I like it. But many people have told me that I shouldn't be wearing this because it's pretty feminine and it's not good for a man to wear it. But wait to see that. Many people have actually got mad at me because I wear this. It's a necklace. These are two alligators and they're like attached one to one to the other. Look at that. I really like this one. So because of what I just told you, I really believe that we should live our lives uh, without having these stereotypes in mind. And if we do that, we could live our lives freely, and with some communication, we will be living in a harmonious society. So I want to ask you guys about have you ever wanted to wear something, for example, a skirt, some pants, or a shirt, but you ended up not doing it because you're afraid of people insulting you or making fun of you? Or I don't know, have you um, stopped expressing who you are because people have told you that that's not what you are supposed to do now, depending of if you're a male or a female? Um, we commonly hear phrases like, females only wear pink and like hair, makeup, and stuff like that, and men should like be interested in cars and sports and should be wear masculine clothes. Um, but if we're talking about children, when there's cases where these children show some interest in when they're not supposed to, for example, a boy who likes to play with dolls, or a girl who likes to play with cars and play soccer or sport or any sports in general, um, they tend to get severely punished, and this tremendously affect how they develop as a person. In a study posted by PhD Elizabeth Saywick at www.jehononline.org, on October 1st, 2017, um, a study analyzed adolescents between the age of 10 and 14 from 15 different countries. It was discovered that many of the stereotypes that hurt both men and women are the same around the world and are assumed before the age of 10. In fact, continuing to perpetuate and reproduce these stereotypes has consequences from the childhood and later on the health of adolescents. This can lead to develop some mental problems such as depression, low self-esteem, and can also influence on having a shorter life expectancy, as well as developing a high risk of developing addiction to any substance and a tendency to suicide. We can solve this by just letting our children be who they are, with no limitations, no limits regarding their personality. And that way, once they grow up, they will be mentally stable persons. They will have a better perception of their life, and they will have a open mind. Now, the way that society see people that are not willing to live their life based on what society tells them, it's beyond alarming. In an article created by Cristina Carrega and Priya Krishnakumar called Hate Crime Reports in the U.S. Surged to the highest level in 12 years, FBI says, posted at edition.cnn.com, .org, posted on October 26th of 2021. More than 10,000 people reported to the police that last year, 2020, they were victims of hate crime based on their ethnicity, sexual orientation, gender, religion, or disability. And over the last years, these numbers have done nothing else but to increase. No one is forced to support anything. Everyone has the right to think whatever they want, but no one has the right to harm anyone else just because they have a different lifestyle. The most basic things such as respect and tolerance lack in a society, it will be giving rise to violence. This is why it's necessary to talk about this issue. So if we do this, we will make the rest of society understand that it's not a matter of supporting, but of respecting. Once we learn this, we can live in harmony without considering the preferences of others. In conclusion, regardless of what we believe, we should not influence the way a person is, since we are all different with different realities and with different likes. Everything is in respecting the decision that other people do or will make, and as long as they're not hurting anyone else, we can be sure that we can live our life the way we want, and just living freely and full. So lastly, I would like to end this speech by giving you guys a quote by Steve Jobs that says, "Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life." Thank you.